No.
I'm wondering what it is.
They lack fathers, and they look for. I mean, you can look into like why people join gangs, and oftentimes it has to do with the fact that. And sorry, John, I know that you were going to jump in there, but it has to do with the fact that oftentimes these young men have no father figures, they have no role models, they have no social cohesion. And so rather than, I don't know, building social bonds, the way that they do that is by joining up with other young people where there is a father figure. And oftentimes there are people who lead these gangs, and that becomes the role model.
On top of that is like, I feel like in these things, with Planned Parenthood, with gang violence, basically what the society's come down to with all this stuff with the violence is with dropping the charges on those who are killing each other. And this is not my words, this is theirs. It was like the prosecutors basically said, yo, black people just kill each other and you got to chill and let them be them. And we need to stay out of it. That's what they said. So
that's what's so messed about
they
this
dropped
story.
the charges and were like, yo, black people just shoot each other. I'm not saying that. They just said that. Look at the statistics. Look at the graphs. They go, look at this. Gang violence is a part of their culture, which is very racist to say, but it's also what they said. They literally said this. And they were like, so look, this was a white neighborhood. It was kind of like the face masks. Remember that white people not wearing face masks wanted to continue the pandemic, but black people not wearing face masks, if you asked them to put it on, that was racism. We got to the point of like saying, they go, look, people shooting each other in cities is violence, but black people doing it, gang related, is just black culture. And I would be, if I was a black person, I would be super offended by this because I would be like, I don't think so. Not for me, at least. Like, I don't know. I think of Eric July or somebody who's like going to be like, I think this is why the black community has a lot of problems, is because all of their problems are justified by rich white people and globalists who say, let the black people act like savages, and then that's horrible.
This is a black American thing, though.
Well,
it's not an African thing.
No, but I mean, it's indicative of the entire problem of the left, which is that they want to speak for the minority communities because they do that for Hispanics too.
Yeah, but
I mean, they do the same thing, and it's like, I don't want illegals to cross the border and traffic children and do all of the things that they do, and they feel like they are superior so that they can speak for us, which is in itself completely racist, but they're just so like they lack the self-awareness to understand that they are doing the things that they speak against. I think like they don't even realize it.
I think it's bizarre because what a lot of people can't seem to reconcile when it comes to these topics, because obviously every racial group has its own issues.
Yeah.
Some of them are more intense than others, but everybody has their own issues. What is so interesting and sad at the same time about the discussion, particularly surrounding Black America, and I say Black America, not African America, because they are different.
Yes.
I would say that the majority of people who identify as African American have literally never been to Africa. And in fact, like Elijah's wife has a greater claim to being African than many of them do.
Yakubuyans.
He's
is African American, literally,
African.
and he is white.
Yeah. So I think what's interesting is that people forget there's actually a net societal benefit if many of these communities actually are ameliorated. And so basically if you fix many of the issues in the community, you have fathers at home in a greater capacity, which helps a lot with the gang stuff. Also it helps a lot with social cohesion. It helps a lot with people committing crime, criminality, etc. Also intelligence levels, going to school, blah. Then you have fewer single mothers. You have more people contributing to the tax pool. You have less people on government handouts. You have less people on fewer people on food stamps. You have more people that are contributing in a healthy, wholesome, happy way. How is that not a net societal benefit? So when we have these conversations, I'm really at a point where I don't care anymore. Let's call a spade a spade. I think there are so many elements of, even when we say the Black community, what even is that? Like, what even is that? Because all of my, like, the Black friends that I have, they talk like me, they sound like me, which I think is awesome. I people are going to get mad at me for this, but the Ebonics thing really bothers me. I don't know what that is. I don't know why that came about. I'm serious. Like, it bothers me.
That's fair. That's fair.
Other countries listen to this and we're like,
yes. Yeah. Yeah. Like, you don't want to sound uneducated.
Well, also it's that you don't want to separate yourself from are we a cohesive
this is
society?
Our language, right?
What are we doing?
This is our language. This is how we speak. And
yes, exactly.
That's how we
like
speak.
Let's string. Like anyway. So this is why I go. What is the Black community? What is that? What are we referring to here? Because all of my Black mates are just dope people that just want to live their life. I don't give a crap about your skin color. It's the least interesting thing about you.